Trey, Auburn's been a team that historically hasn't played all that well when expectations are high. It feels like going into this season, Jared Stibbs got some excitement, you're running back, obviously. Expectations are going to be kind of high. How do you expect this team to perform and what will be different?
I believe that we will perform up to expectations. We have expectations for ourselves. We're not buying into the hype. We're not thinking about any of that other stuff in the news. We're ready to play football. We've been getting after it. We have a chip on our shoulder because we haven't finished how we have wanted to the past couple of years. And, you know, we're ready to change that this year.
Okay, Trey, next question. Joe Whalen, right here in the center left.
Joe Whalen, ABC Birmingham. We know Auburn's always going to run the football no matter what, but just what have you seen from the offense as far as any tweaks or changes under Chip Lindsey?
Like you said, of course, we will continue to run the ball. We will continue to be physical, pet way, carry on, and get some touches as well. But I have seen a lot of more passes, so I believe that Coach Lindsey has provided balance to the offensive side of the ball, which is going to be very scary, and I'm excited.
Trey, next question, center right.
Trey, is it weird for you to think that you were involved in one of the biggest plays in Auburn history as a Georgia player, and now you're kind of the leader of one of the leaders of the Auburn defense?
It's crazy how things work out, huh? I would have never imagined that, and you know, it would have been kind of crazy because I can say this now because Josh Harvey is not in college and he's in the league right now, and I talk to him all the time. Great friend. If Josh Harvey wasn't right there, I probably would have had the best game of my life. I think I had like 14 tackles. Would have had a game-winning interception where Josh had to come from the other side of the field to try to catch the ball when it was just going to land perfectly in my hand. But, you know, things happen. Life happens. You got to move on. That was a experience that I had to learn from, I guess. But, you know, I'm over it, and, you know, it's kind of crazy that I'm at Auburn now. But, you know, God working mysterious ways, and I really want to have it any other way.
Trey, next question here from the left front.
Trey, in your words, describe what Auburn's defense will be this year.
You said one word?
It should be more than one word.
Okay. Our defense will be aggressive, we will be physical, we will be fast, and we will be hungry. You know, we did some great things last year, but that was last year. We can't worry about things that happened in the past. We're focused on the future. We want to get better in different areas. We want to create more turnovers, and Coach Steele has emphasized that over the spring, and he will emphasize that in camp. We need to score on defense. We need to provide points. We need to provide more turnovers. So that's another area we can work on. People want to keep saying, you know, y'all top 10 defense, y'all did such a great job. It's a lot more things we can improve on to be even better than that.
Okay, Trey, now we're going back to the right under the lights. You probably can't see them.
Trey, Texas A&M and Auburn, it's kind of an interesting trend in that series. The road team has won every single game. Why do you think that trend exists, and do you think it continues this year?
That trend exists because the home team definitely has the advantage. You know, playing at your stadium is always going to create some kind of havoc. It's going to create confusion. So I believe that's what it is, and that's what I think.
Trey, Steve Snyder right here in the center right.
Steve Snyder, WAFB Baton Rouge. I think most people in this room would consider Auburn and Georgia to be rivals. And we've heard all week schools claiming all these different rivalries. What's your opinion about rivalries? And is there just one, or can you have five? Is there a limit? Just talk about that in the position you're in.
Yes, sir. I believe you can have more than one rival. But speaking for Auburn University, our rival is, of course, Alabama. We're in the same state, so how can that not be our rival? And they continue to win games after games, championships after championships, SEC championships. And we want the same destination. We want the same thing. So, you know, that's our rival. That's our biggest rival.
Okay, moving to the next question on our back left.
Trey,
Yes, sir. I've definitely seen a difference between Coach Malzahn. He seems more laid back. He seems more calm, cool, and collective. He's not just focused on the offense. I see him walking around watching us on defense all the time now. I see him more interactive special teams. I see differences in him, and it's great to have Coach Malzahn as a head coach.
As a player, does that get you that much more excited about the season, seeing those changes?
Yeah, it definitely does because it almost was like he was the offense just for the offense, but because I'm on defense and he's always rooting for the offense because he's calling the plays and stuff, but now he's like neutral now, so I'm like, okay, I like that now, Coach.
Okay, next question over here to the left.
Hey, Trey, Chase Horn, WHT Huntsville. You lose a big member of that secondary with Rudy Ford headed to the NFL. Just with him, how big of a blow is that, losing him, and you kind of feel more of a responsibility to step up now that you are the more senior guy, and who do you see kind of stepping up and filling the role that he left behind?
It was definitely a loss. Rudy is one of those guys that you have to take ownership. You have to figure out where he is at all times because he is a fast, instinctive player. But we have guys that can, fill in for him, and Coach Steele does a great job of coaching the young guys up and coaching us up. So, we'll be in great shape.
Next question from the far right back.
Trey, Paul Stockman, Columbus, Georgia, WTVM. Just wanted to ask you about a couple of young guys in the defensive backfield, Stephen Roberts and John Brassard. Just what are their chances of, and what improvements have you seen from them this offseason, and possibly, being starting corners or perhaps, at least giving you a little bit more help in the defensive backfield this year?
Yeah, well, Stephen Roberts, he started safety with me last year, so he'll be a senior this year with me, which would be great for having a vet beside me. He knows what I'm doing. I know what he's doing. So it'll be no problem with Steve being beside me. The younger corners, we have Trayvon Leonard, who has been a heck of a ball player. Myers has contributed a lot in these few practices that we've been having, and I've seen him improve drastically already. So I'm definitely pleased with the young guys, and there'll be something to look forward to.
Next question from the front left.
Hey, Trey, Justin McMillan with WSFA. We'll keep the theme going with the young guys. What about Daniel Thomas? He had a breakout game against Alabama last year in the Iron Bowl. What can you kind of see from him and his progression or where he can fit in on this defense?
Yeah, I keep forgetting to talk about Daniel Thomas because I consider him almost like a vet now. Once you play your first year, you're a veteran then because you experience a lot of things. Daniel Thomas brings a lot of juice to the secondary. He's one of those guys that's always 100 miles per hour each and every play, each and every day, and in practice. So I'm excited about Daniel, and he'll be one of the bright spots in the secondary for the years to come.
Okay, back over here to the center right.
Hey, Trey, Jacques Doucet, WAFB TV in Baton Rouge. Last year's LSU game was a pretty crazy finish, huh?
Yes, sir, it was.
Did you think you had lost the game, or what was your reaction there in that last play?
I did for a second. I was very sick to my stomach for a couple seconds, a couple minutes. But then as I turned around and I'm walking back, I got my head down, but I hear Coach Lashley saying, the time ran out. And, I'm thinking like, yeah, they were right there for a long time. So, oh, yeah, we won. So for a minute, I had a heart attack, but then it went away.
And if I could just ask a quick follow-up, what's your opinion on LSU in particular, running back Darius Geis? What kind of player is he to try to stop this year?
Oh, Darius Geis would be a force to reckon with. He's, it won't be any different than Fournette. He runs just as powerful, just as fast. So, it'll just be like us going against Fournette again, if not better.
Trey, we're moving to the right.
Trey, right back here. Marlon Davidson was a force even with Carl Lawson and Montrevious Adams. What have you seen from his progression from his freshman year to sophomore year?
Marlon Davidson is a freak of nature. He's very aggressive. He's one of those players that don't come around too often. I've seen a lot of improvements on him. He will continue to be a leader. He will continue to be a great ball player because he loves football. That's just what that's just what it is, and he will continue to do great things.
All right, moving to the right side.
Hey, Trey, I'm Brandon Cameron, WVUA 23. I apologize if you did already answer this. I had to step in a moment late. Jarrett Stidham, what were your initial impressions of him during the spring?
My initial thoughts on Jarrett Stidham was he's a great leader, a natural leader. You can tell by his swag, his charisma, how he carries himself around Auburn. He continues to watch film each and every day. That's a habit for him. He loves the game, and he's just one of those players that loves football, and he would be one of those players that'll get the job done. So him and Sean, it'll be a great battle between those two because they're very competitive.
Okay, next question right here with
Hey, Trey.
Joe Whalen.
We all saw what Cam Petway did last year, particularly during that stretch in October. You ever been in a situation in practice where he busts through the hole and you're left one-on-one with him? If so, what's that like?
Oh yeah, I've been in a lot of positions with Petway one-on-one, and it's kind of crazy because after I had surgery on both of my shoulders, you know, I got back up to date, got healthy. We had a scrimmage, and I wanted to come back and start because, you know, it was a question at first with my injury, like, dang, will he be back to normal? Will he be able to start next year? And in the scrimmage, Petway ran a play up the middle, my first day back, and, you know, I hit him and I made a fumble. And that kind of like caught Coach Steele's eye, and that kind of what brought me and him kind of close. And there's been several instances where me and Petway had met up in the hole, and it's gonna hurt a little bit. It's gonna hurt the next day now, but you just gotta go ahead and stick your head in there.
Trey, over here to the left rear.
Trey, obviously, defense, you guys are kind of on your own side determined when it comes to the football team. But what does it do for your guys' confidence when you did see Jarrett out there in the spring? And how does that kind of affect your guys' ability as a defense?
It brings a lot of confidence to us. It definitely shows us that we have a lot of good quality depth at the quarterback position, which we haven't had at all since Nick Marshall, and then before that was Cam Newton. We finally have quality depth, and that's probably the best thing that could have happened to us.
Not so serious question. I got a lot of grief for wearing Ole Miss and Auburn colors today. Is it okay to wear purple at Auburn?
Is it okay to wear purple at Auburn? I mean, we're at SEC Media Day right now, so I figured I'll just, you know, wear something different, have a little swag to myself and to my attire. So that's the only reason why I have that on right now. Once I get back to Auburn, I probably won't have this on because people will laugh at me. My friends will start saying jokes and stuff. So